Hi guys, thanks for stopping by, checking out the video. A very quick one, hopefully this week. Those of you who might have seen my previous video will know that I've just imported a Nikon D750, bought myself a new camera. One of the things that already has started to annoy me is the fact that it's just a little bit smaller than I'm comfortable with, and I'll show you why. This is the camera in question, D750, with a 24-70 2.8 lens, so quite a decent sized lens. Makes it a little bit sort of front heavy. But the thing that annoys me is that I've got some big old hands, I've got big man hands, so it's not the most comfortable for me to be holding it all the time, because as you can see, my little finger doesn't really have anywhere to go. It just has to kind of sit underneath. This weird 3-finger claw happens, and after a while that gets really annoying. Especially the fact that I like to use the back button focus, and it's just a bit strange to do it. I'm used to using a D3S. This is my sort of everyday go-to camera. As you can see straight away, it's a monocoque shell, so it's effectively got an integrated battery pack anyway. But if you've got some big hands, it's nice. Obviously it's got a bloody big lens on it, on the 70-200, but it grips in there nicely for shooting portrait. It's nice. I don't ever feel that this is too big or ungainly, I suppose, and it doesn't get uncomfortable when I'm using it all day. It gets heavy, but I never get cramp, and I've already started to get cramp when I use the D750. So I knew I was going to have to buy a battery grip. That was always going to be the case. I had one on my D7000, which I've subsequently sold, so I sold that to fund the D750. So I did some looking around, and I saw that Nikon's battery grip, nice work Nikon, is 250 quid. Someone's just taken the piss. It is not worth £250 in anyone's, planet. 150 quid, maybe, you're still paying a lot of money, but you think it's probably worth it. 250 quid, no chance. Did a little bit of research, went on the forums, had a look around. And most people are raving about the Meike MK-DR750, the Dr. 750. It's £50, well, in fact it's £52 if I'm being honest, or for another £6 I think you can get a model that comes with a remote control. Obviously that's the one I'm going to go with. I like me some gadgets. So I thought what I'd do is I'd just give you a quick unboxing almost. I'm not going to bother zooming in and any of that stuff, so you can see what's in it. I will let you peek behind the curtain just to give you a heads up. I've already put a battery out of the camera into the grip just to save a little bit of messing around, and I've already put some batteries in the remote control as well, but we can just see. So it comes all nice and quick from Amazon in the UK, as I say, 52 quid I think it was. I'll put a link in the video. In your box you get a tray with for your AA's. It takes 6 AA batteries, so in a pinch you can put some Sony Any-Loops or something like that in if you haven't got opportunity to charge your proper EL15 battery. It comes with the aforementioned Meike remote control. Mentioned obviously that I've got some big hands, so let's see what sort of size it is for comparison. It's a little bit smaller than a lens. Let's have a quick look. We also get some bump, which is just speed-like catalogue, warranty, and remote control instructions, so that's kind of useful. Then we have literally nothing else. He's empty. Pop him down there, and we get the grip itself. The grip feels pretty good, if I'm perfectly honest. It's rubberized where it should be rubberized, it's plastic where it should be plastic. Slightly annoying is that it says Meike on, and that's hardly a deal breaker, I know, but I'd rather it didn't say anything at all. That just looks a little bit cheap. Maybe that's just me being a bit of a photo snob. Other than that though, it's pretty solid, feels right, it doesn't rattle at all. The old wheels used to rattle on the cheaper ones, this one doesn't. It's got a little, I'll peel it off, it's got a little receptacle to hold the small little rubber dust cover that comes off the bottom of the D750, which hides the contact strip. It just pushes in, nothing particularly impressive. And the buttons themselves feel good. They've got a good sponginess to them. They don't feel particularly cheap. They have a half push. You won't be able to hear, but they have a half push and a click. There's a solid click. And the wheels, pretty solid. Grip wise, nice and simple. Literally just obviously click the bottom in. Oh, and then obviously it's got some little holes either side, and then you have these little retaining pins. So as long as you've got your retaining pins lined up to your holes, baby, then it's a nice, he says, simple fit without actually lining the pin up. Let's have a quick look here. Why am I struggling like an absolute fool? There you go. Because it's easier to line the pins up than it should be. I made it look a damn sight more difficult than it was. Twisty, twisty, twisty to lock, and then we're all done. Straight away, you can see my little finger isn't sliding off the bottom anymore. It's got somewhere to sit. It feels like it's a lot more secure than it did previously. It's easy for me to reach the back button for focusing. Obviously I can now use it in portrait mode. We're all good. One thing that they don't mention, and they should because it's absolutely spectacular, and I'll show you this, is that once you pop some batteries in your remote control for, you know, remote shutter release, you think, well, maybe I can do that. Anyway, the D750 you can use your phone for. You can attach your iPhone or your Android phone or your iPad or whatever. Comes with admittedly quite crappy software, but you can use your iPad or whatever as a live view, and you can trigger it. But what you can do with this, if you dig into the menus a little bit, is you can use this to trigger stop and start remote video. That is genius. They don't mention it anywhere. I've looked on the reviews, they don't mention it. They don't mention it as a selling point. This is worth the 50 quid for me alone. I sometimes shoot video for things like charity boxing matches. I might be ringside and I'm wanting to shoot stills, and I've got my camera, another camera, on a tripod. Now what I normally have to do is, you'll know the rigmarole yourself, put it on a tripod, get all your focus set, hit the go button, come back down, do what you need to do, keep an eye on the time so that hopefully you're not going to go over that 20-minute limit or 30-minute on a D750, and then you're conscious of that there's the time before and after. This lets you stop and start it remotely, and they don't tell you anywhere that you can. All it takes is a couple of menu settings. If you go into the menu, I don't know whether you can see, I assume you can, I'll explain it even if you can't. If you go into your custom settings and then you go down to movie, all you need to do from there is go down to G4, assign shutter button, and you can choose then whether you want it to take photos or record movies. If you set it to record movies, and then you can save that to one of your custom settings, U1 or U2. If I just show you how that works, now we go into live view, you can see it's live view, and we will focus on Optimus Prime. It's protecting the galaxy right there. You can see there's no record and there's no green button. That'll tell you that it's doing something. If I just hit this now, little push button, record, green light. We are recording now remotely, and I'll stop it. That is just genius, absolutely brilliant. For me, why they don't tell you can do that? Maybe they don't know you can do it. Maybe I'm some trailblazer, I've no idea. Either way, that for me is enough to justify the purchase. Never mind the fact that it's a decent quality grip and it doesn't particularly feel, flimsy or crappy. It's meant that I can hold the camera all day long now, like you should be able to. I can reach all the functions. That is just an amazing bonus, being able to trigger remote video. You can use it to obviously navigate the menus as well. You can use it to set your photo off if you want. Just use it like a trigger, like Nikon's tiny little crappy one. But that doesn't let you stop and start video. I tell you, if you've got £50 to spend and not £250 to spend, then I'd totally recommend the Meike. In fact, if you've got Nikon's official grip, I don't think you can use it stop and start video because you can't get this remote control for Nikon's official grip. So there you go. Scratch one to the third-party rip-off merchants.